So now I'm going to do some cookie dough fritters. Really simple, super tasty. We could put all sorts of little bits and pieces inside them, little nuggets of loveliness that are going to go in there. So first of all, get our robo out, put our cookies in. I've gone for the double chopped chip here, so get them in, blitz them down. Okay, got them down to a pretty reasonable powdery level. Now, in goes 50 grams of caster sugar. I've got 30 grams of golden syrup. That's that. And I've got 30 grams of butter, unsalted butter. Just bring that together. On top of that, I'm going to add maybe a tablespoon of water. Just enough to sort of moisten it up and bring it back down to a kind of cookie dough consistency. So I think we're there with that. In a bowl, get your mixture out. Now this is the sort of fun, nice, messy bit. You've got to really get your hands in here to do this one. Start off by getting your inner bits, your little nuggets of fruit and stuff like that. Get that all prepared ahead of time, otherwise you'll end up washing your hands and backwards and forwards. So, in mine, I'm going to put bananas. Looking at pieces really no bigger than that sort of size. You don't want this to be too big. It's got to fit inside or be wrapped up in a cookie mix. I'm also going to put in some figs. We'll do a fig one just to do something a bit different. I've also got prunes, Argent prunes. I'm going to cut these in half. They're absolutely delicious. They're very kind of juicy and sweet and have a really strong, rich flavour. I've also got a few little kind of fun things in here. I've got some marshmallows. They're going to go really nice, especially when they start to warm up a little bit. You're going to get all that, it's all going to start going a bit gooey and lovely. White chocolate, once again, another thing that will start melting down a little bit, going a bit gooey in the middle. Dark chocolate as well. Right, so I've got all my bits here, they're all ready to go. Into my mix of cookie dough, I'm going to add just maybe 1/4 of a teaspoon of mace. Just want to give it a little extra, an extra dimension, an extra kind of kick of flavour in there. Get that all nicely mixed in. And then the fun bit. Okay, so I've got my mix here. And it's, as you can see, it is a bit crumbly, but when pressed, it'll hold together. So take your little nuggets of fruit or whatever you're going to do, and take a small handful of your mix, press it out in your hand like so, just place your bit of fruit in there. You then want to close it up around it. You want them about the size of a ping pong ball. So repeat that with all the different types you've got. Make sure they're really well covered though, you know, they're completely surrounded. Okay, So there's my 6 different varieties. Now we need to make the batter. Nice crispy batter to go on the outside. So in here I've got 100 grams of plain flour. Here I've got 100 grams of corn flour. Now corn flour is what makes it go super crispy. So what I'm going to do, take both of these, put them together. Good mix. And slowly I'm going to add cold water. Now for the quantity of flour, I'd say you probably need 300 to 400 ml of water. What you're looking for is a consistency similar to double cream. Into that with flour, just give yourself a little pinch of salt as well. I know that sounds silly with a dessert, but you always want to put a little bit of salt when you're working with flour. So just a small pinch of salt. Okay, and there we have it. That's about what we're looking for there. While I've been doing this, I've had some oil on, normal sunflower oil or vegetable oil, doesn't really matter, in a pan, gently warming up. Now if you've got a thermometer for oil or sugar or any of those, you're looking at about 170 degrees, roughly, 160, 170 degrees. That's going to be perfect for frying off your fritters. We're going to lightly dust them in flour first. Now this helps the batter to stick to the dough balls. Gently roll all of those in a little bit of flour, a little bit of plain flour. Okay, so that's that out of the way. Here's my batter. Now I've let that sit for about 15-20 minutes. That just helps it all to sort of absorb together quite well. Let's get frying. Take your cookie dough ball. We're just going to gently place it in. Make sure it's well coated. And in it goes. Now these aren't going to take very long. They're going to take maybe 20 seconds, 25 seconds at the most. Okay, so that's the 25 seconds. You really don't want to give it any more than that. Let's get the next one in. Okay, obviously we're dealing with really hot oil here, so the best thing, never overfill your pan. You're looking at a maximum of 1/3 full, because as it heats up it's going to expand and come an awful lot higher up on the pan. Don't get any water in there. That's pretty big as well. Obviously water's going to react with it quite violently. It'll spit and burst and all those sorts of things. And just don't let the children do this. If your pan's big enough, don't be scared of putting more than one in at a time. But I wouldn't recommend doing more than maybe 3. Obviously the time that they're in there is pretty short, and therefore it's rather critical that they're in and out in roughly the right amount of time. So for me, you want them still hot, or at least still warm. So, as you can see, I've got my ice cream in here. You can see all these lovely little jewels of fruit and chocolate just melting and bursting out in there. I guess the only real problem is, which one do you go for first?